Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Normal's broke and common sense is weird, so we're here to help you transform your life. From the Ramsey Network in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio, this is The Ramsey Show. I'm Jade Warshaw, next to me, Rachel Cruz, taking calls from you guys for the next couple of hours about your life and your money. You can get involved, and we hope that you do. In the meantime, we're going to Matt, who's in North Carolina. What's up, Matt?
Hey, how are y'all?
Good. How can we help today?
Well, my wife and I have been looking at our numbers, just the debt that we have, and we wanted to see what you guys would recommend. Now, I've got about $60,000 in just various debts aside from my mortgage, and we just want to figure out how to get rid of those in a systematic way.
I love that. Do you want to list those 60,000 of debts out for us, like the type of debt and how much each one is worth?
Yeah, I can do that.
Great.
So I've got about $900 for a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
Got about $1,900 for medical bills.
Mm-hmm.
I have a truck that's about $29,000.
Mm-hmm.
I've got our family van that's about $9,600.
Mm-hmm.
And a credit card that's about $11,000. And then a loan from my family for about $12,000.
Wow. How old are you guys?
I'm 33 and my wife is 30.
When did you guys kind of tally everything up, Matt, and just realize, okay, here's where we are? Was that a recent conversation with you and your wife, or is this something that you guys have been you've known?
She's been wanting to do a budget, but It's been my fault because I've been busy, but I could have made time. But we did yesterday, actually.
Oh, yeah. So was yesterday the first time you saw all these numbers together in one place?
Yeah.
Okay.
For a good little while, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So what were you thinking when you saw it? What did you think? Did you think it was more than what you would have guessed, or was it pretty spot on?
Yeah, I mean, it was around what I was thinking,
Okay.
And then I was like, what have I done? What am I doing?
Yeah, I was going to ask the same thing. Do you know what caused this? It's for you, does this feel like an income thing, or does it feel like an overspending thing? Which, by the way, I didn't ask, what is you guys' income?
So, I started a new job. I'm an insurance agent now, and I make about $100,000 now. I've gained about $20,000 since last year. I started at 80.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just looking at monthly stuff because I'd wanted to get a newer vehicle because my other one was wearing out, and it was paid for. I should have kept it.
Yeah.
But it's just we're both spenders, and we realized that yesterday, and we're like, we're wasting too much money.
What about your wife? Is she working outside the house?
No, she stays at home. We have 3 children under 3.
Oh, Lord help you. Okay.
Got a house full, Matt.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it sounds like typical lifestyle creep. You got a $20,000 raise, and you're just like, well, I can afford this payment. I can afford this, and this is good. We'll just kind of keep going and enjoy that $20,000 of margin, and then it turns out $20,000 in debt. More so.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, so I would suggest, I know you're kind of new to this. You just laid this out the other day, but I'm going to suggest the debt snowball, which is what we suggest to everybody, which is you're listing the debt smallest to largest. The method is you pay minimum payments on everything so that you don't get behind. Because if you get behind, then it really gets out of control. So make sure you're making minimum payments on everything, but all of your extra margin is going to go towards the smallest debt with a vengeance. Like you're going very, very quickly. And so as much margin as you can find, which leads to my next question. I'm assuming that you don't have any savings lying around anywhere. Is there any extra money that we should know about? Stocks?
I've got some crypto. It varies. It's XRP, so it'll be 270 one day, and the next day, it'll be up or it'll be lower. And I've got some in NVIDIA. It's not much. It's about $210 worth.
Okay. So just some
I
play
forgot
money.
to mention the mortgage, too, on the house. So I was going to say that. I forgot to say that.
Yeah, just tell me what the mortgage is, by the way.
$218.
$218. And what do you pay every month for that?
$16.28.
Matt, is your job, what do you do for a living?
I sell just auto, home, life.
Insurance. That's right. That's what you were saying. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is there margin for overtime in that position? Whether that's getting more, working more just to get more commissions and more accounts, or from a salary perspective, even what would that look like?
Well, see, since I'm 1099, I was given a book of business when I got here, but
Gotcha.
it's my job to, I can grow it as quick as I can because, I work 24/7 if need be. So.
Yep. Okay. Because the way I'm looking at this, it's added up close to 60,000, and you're making 100,000, and that's probably before tax and health insurance and all of that. So, are you contributing anything to retirement at all?
No.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So what Jade's saying, that's it. Matt, the problem is going to be you and your wife. You know what I mean? Because you're going to have to change the way you've been handling and viewing money, like a 180. Like you said, we're both spenders, which I appreciate the self-awareness. I get it. I'm a spender. Like I understand. And so you're going to have to do things that you've never done before. You're going to have to say no to yourself in places that you've always just said yes, because of course we'll just go out to eat. Of course we'll just do this. Yeah. Where things didn't seem like a big deal. Everything's a big deal now. It kind of feels like everything's on fire, even though you guys are going to be fine. It's not like, okay, bankruptcy's around the corner. It's not that. But the sense of urgency, like what Jade was saying earlier, is going to have to be notched up like 10,000 notches for you guys specifically. You know what I mean? Because we talked to some people and they're natural savers. It's okay. But when you have two spenders, which again is not a bad thing, it's just how you guys are wired. This is going to just take that much more of a discipline. And so, paying it off. But I'm like, get the cell phone out, get the medical debt, have some lofty goals that if you, even if you worked extra at a different job, whatever is more lucrative for you to make extra money. I don't know if that's working more at just like the insurance job to get more accounts or just to go
work more.
Yeah. And if you can up it, Matt, I'm not kidding. People are doing like Uber Eats and making 1,000 easy. So like that's your low bar. If I'm you, I'm like, I'm making 2,000-3,000 extra a month, and you can start knocking this stuff out. You'll start to see a lot of progress, which is great.
When you plug these numbers, have you plugged this into an every dollar budget, Matt?
No, not yet. We had that app, and then we stopped using it because I slacked off on it, and that was the problem.
Okay.
But I wanted to ask real quick before I forgot. I did have an offer for a dealership to buy my truck for about 25 or so, and I have 29,000 on it. Do y'all think it'd be a good idea to just go ahead and sell it?
Yes, but not to them.
Okay.
Do a private sale, because if the dealer's giving you 25, then
you may
private sale would get 29, I bet. But the key is, now I don't know how long you guys can go with just the van, but the key is you're going to have to stack up some cash, right, to get something in the meantime to get you to and from work. And you don't have to spend a lot on it. Maybe you spend $6,000 on it, but just know that, for a while you guys are going to be a one-car family, which that could be a challenge with 3 under 3, but all things are possible. So
there's families here that honestly, the wife drops them off at work and they go. You and Sam were a one-car family for
a decade. Yes. Rachel Cruz.
Yes. So
listen,
it is doable, Matt. Doable. So it's just, again, your life is just gonna look different for a period of time, and then you guys can get back and enjoy the fruits of your labor and be some great responsible spenders and have fun. Like that's not bad or wrong, but you just got to do it in the right order. And you guys went out of order, spending more than you make. So
homework is every dollar. You got to get on there tonight, you and your wife, and we'll hook you up with a trial of the new every dollar, the new and improved one, because that's really going to help you out.
Hey guys, if you're already shopping at Aldi, way to maximize your grocery budget. Good for you. Now, here's how to level up your savings. Make Aldi your first stop every week. From fresh organic produce to grass-fed beef to marinated chicken that's ready to cook to high-quality dairy products, you'll be able to snag everything you need without the hassle and nonsense. Just legit quality and low prices. And families like yours can save up to $4,000 a year just by shopping at Aldi. And that's not a hack, it's just a smarter habit. So stop overpaying, make Aldi your first stop for groceries, and watch the savings stack up. Find a store near you at aldi.us. That's ALDI.us. Savings based on regional analysis of Aldi versus select competitors. Prices may vary by location, product availability, and the market.
In Columbia, South Carolina, Samantha's on the line. What's up, Samantha?
Hey, Jade. How are y'all? Thank you for taking my call.
You bet. How can Rachel and I help?
Yeah, so my husband and I are 11 months into baby step 2. We're putting like $3,000 or $4,000 a month toward our debt.
Way to go.
We paid off 4 credit cards and 1 of 4 student loans.
Oh my gosh, good for you guys.
Thank you. So the last 3 student loans are kind of our big fish. And we were on track to get those done. We have about $100,000 left. So we're on track to get those done in about 2 years. But my husband is a federal employee, and with the government shutdown, we are experiencing a hold in his paycheck. About half of our monthly income right now is being held.
Dang. Okay. How much is that?
The $5,400 take home right now out of $11,000 take home. A month, yeah. So we're just kind of trying to get by. But I guess in the future, to be prepared for this, again, I was wondering if this would be a weird situation where we maybe go to baby step 3 and save an emergency fund and then come back and hit those last 3 student loans hard.
I don't know if I would do that, but I think I would pause baby step 2 right now. I would not be. I mean, you guys don't even have.
You don't have it.
Yeah, you don't have money to put extra, right?
Because you were putting 4,000 margin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys able to stay current with all the bills, all your bills, like even housing and all of that?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for the next month.
I know.
But I'm just really thinking in the future if this happens again. That's kind of where I was going with that. So as of now, yes, everything's been halted. Okay. We're making minimum payments on everything since middle of October. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the only
I guess to
time,
be prepared.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you totally. But really the only time that we would suggest that is if there's something in the immediate future that you're certain of. Like, there's going to be, like we have people call and they're like, okay, they're laying us off in 3 months. We would say like, sure, pause everything, pile up an emergency fund because it's happening. Or even a health situation, like there's a family member or a child that's sick. We would say, okay, get some funds in place because that's going to be some ongoing challenges. Yep. But I hear, and again, we're in the middle of a government shutdown, so it's harder for me to say this to you to be like, we don't know if it's going to happen again. But it is a question of like, I don't know when it is. If it is, who knows? And because of that uncertainty, you almost would think I would want an emergency fund because of that. But I would actually say because it is uncertain, you don't know it's going to happen. So I would rather get this debt cleaned up faster. Because of it. So that's what I would suggest.
There's more peace there because if you think about it just in terms of the numbers, let's pretend that instead of paying off the $100,000 of debt, you stacked up, I don't know, $20,000, right? Well, now you still have all the payments that you have to pay along with your normal month-to-month budget. So you're still going to clip through savings a lot faster because you've got this extra debt there. Whereas if you said, I'm going to focus on paying off my debt first, then if it rains and pours and maybe you have a little bit less saved because it's, you haven't had as much time, your lifestyle is still pared way, 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 way down, right? So you're not having to pay debt payments on top of whatever it takes to live. So I get where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, I think there's more peace in having no debt and payments when things like this strike versus it's almost like insult to injury when you have to use hard saved money to pay off
payments.
Debt.
Yeah.
So,
so no, we would still say probably be gazelle intent, Samantha.
Yeah. Oh, sorry you're going through that. Hopefully that gets cleaned up soon.
I've had so many people message me on Instagram and thankfully more on the positive end of, they're probably 3 years from where Samantha is because they're like, oh my gosh, if we didn't have an emergency fund and we weren't used to living on less than we make and the government shutdown happened because they've lost, they're like, we're good. Like we have 6 months saved. Like we're able to like even squeeze our lifestyle down and we're okay with that because they've walked through paying off debt, So there's like the saving grace of why to do this
as
fast as possible because if and when life happens, you're set.
That's right. And if you do have a job that has the propensity for layoffs or things like that, it is good to kind of know. It's like having an emergency plan. Do you know what I mean? Like,
totally.
If there's a fire, you know where the exits are. It's the same thing if you're in a job where, hey, I kind of know like a layoff could happen from time to time, or in the case of a government, a shutdown could happen from time to time. And knowing, okay, when that happens, here's what we do. Here's what our budget looks like. These are the things we cut out. This is how we live.
Yes.
And we know that that's kind of our plan.
But it could go 4 or 5 years without it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you don't need it.
That's
So,
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit the phone line again. We've got Sean in Washington, D.C. Maybe he can tell us something.
Help us out, Sean.
What's up, Sean?
Hi, good morning. Oh, afternoon, ladies. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome.
So,
I'm sorry I
I
said it was a he. I like Sean as a girl's name too.
Thank you. So, just a little background about me. I am in my early 30s. I live just outside of D.C., but on the Maryland side.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any kids. I'm single. I just received a really good job offer for my first six-figure job, so I'll be making $100,000 soon.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So my question is, I do want to buy a house next year. I just renewed the lease on my current apartment. I'm currently paying $1,300 a month for my apartment. Next year, I do want to purchase a house, but I have student loan debt that's about $18,000. So my question is, do I just save up for the down payment on the house or just pay off the student loan since I'll finally be making six figures now?
Ooh, listen, I love that you're making six figures. I think that is so exciting, and I'm happy for you. That's really a milestone. If I were in your shoes today, Sean, my biggest priority would be twofold. Number one, I'd be like, I'm getting these student loans out of my life once and for all. They've been around long enough. I make,
18, you can do this.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah,
I make
yeah.
six figures. I'm going to knock them to the curb as fast as possible. Then, if you're really considering home ownership, let's talk about this in real talk, which is what you'll really need. It would be foolish for you, Sean, to just roll out and buy a house with no savings. Can you agree with that? Because once you buy a house, everything's on you. The air is on you. The roof is on you. The yard is on you. Something breaks, it's on you, right? So the better way to enter that would be to make sure you have 3 to 6 months saved. Could you agree with that?
Yes, that's more reasonable. And I have looked into first-time home buyer programs. And one of the stipulations I found was a program that offered to pay off my student loan debt, but it will not give me an additional funding for, let's just say, the down payment.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, a lot of those programs, Sean, are, honestly, towards people that are broke. They can try to get them in a house. And so right now, I would say for you, yeah, those probably look appealing because you're like, I can get this faster. But I think this 1 year timeline, that's just self-imposed, right? No one's forcing you to buy a home next year. You just want to, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes, I know, 100%. And I don't blame you.
And we want that for you.
Yes, 100%. And I think the new income has got you excited to be like, oh my gosh, I can actually start making some big moves. But if you start making moves out of order, it causes way more stress down the line. And so, yeah, I'm with Jade. I'd pay off the $18,000. I'd save up an emergency fund. And for you, honestly, Sean, it could be 3 months. Like,
Start with 3 months.
Yeah, you have a solid job. You don't have anyone dependent upon your income, like kids-wise or a spouse or something. You're in a good spot. 3 months would be totally fine with me. And then save at least 5% for a down payment. Because what those things are going to force, especially down payment, forces you out of these programs of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because again, they're going to have terrible, they have adjustable rate mortgages. They have terrible interest rates. Usually they lock you into something.
Yeah, Sean.
And it's not worth it long term. I want you free of everything. Any program, any debt, all of it, Sean. So yeah, getting out of debt, an emergency fund first, and so that may pump the brakes. Maybe 9 months, Sean, to 12 months maybe for you to do this. But
well, I will interject this. If you can, at 5% down, if you can get a payment that's 25% or less of your take home, yes. But if you have to bump up that down payment
to
because
get that, yeah.
you don't want to be more than 25% of your take home, and that's talking HOAs, taxes, insurance, all of that in that payment, Sean, can't be more than 25% of your take home, or else you'll be calling us back.
Yeah, maybe not next year, but maybe 3 years out.
Yeah,
but
and just
be
do
patient.
that math.
Yes,
the calculators on RamseySolutions.com, Sean, that you can use. How much mortgage can I afford? And it's going to help you figure out what your down payment needs to be so that your month to month is okay.
If you've listened to me for more than 5 minutes, you know that being normal with your money is not a good thing because normal is broke. And I want you to be weird. That's why I love what we're doing with Fair Winds Credit Union. Our friends at Fair Winds just launched a brand new Ramsey debit card, and it says, "Debt is normal, be weird," right on the front. I love that because every time you swipe it, you're choosing to live differently with no credit card payments and no debt. You see, Fair Winds has been helping people like you ditch debt faster and build wealth for years. They're not trying to shove credit cards or auto loans in your face like the big banks do. And they've worked with us to create the Smart Bundle for Ramsey fans. It includes a no-fee checking account, a high-yield savings account to supercharge your emergency fund, and now the Ramsey debit card to help you stay focused on the baby steps. We're excited for you to try it. So check them out today at fairwinds.org/Ramsey. That's fairwinds.org/Ramsey. Insured by the NCUA.
All right, we're continuing to take calls about your life and your money. Tell us your situation. We've got Lewis in West Palm Beach, Florida, doing just that. What's up, Lewis?
Hey, guys. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for taking the call. I love you guys and everything that you do.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for calling.
So to keep it short, pest control business, service business, we got through COVID really, really well and, got a big head, spread into 5 different cities, and we spread ourselves way too thin but didn't realize it at the time. Took a while, but we threw away all the money we had, allowed myself to get up to my gills in credit. Any credit that was offered, we took it, trying to get through a quote phase that it wasn't a fade, it was just a bad setup. And ultimately, kind of last February, we realized, hey, the game is over, right? So we sold off, the businesses that we could to get the investors their money back, and they were made whole, but we kind of found ourselves with a lot of bills, a lot of credit, a lot of debt, and a business that wasn't really earning enough, anywhere near enough to make that happen, to make the numbers work. So during that time, obviously, like many, we're in a horrible spot, kind of rock bottom, you would say, and I found Dave Ramsey and all the teaching you guys do, and I should have probably sold the house, sold the expensive car, sold everything we owned, but instead I just dialed back any expenses we had, no nights out, no, kind of fun money, none of that. And I said, let's give it 2 months to rebuild as strong as we can, as hardcore as we can, and see where we land. And it wound up working. We've quadrupled in the last 8 months, and now things are finally in a place where we feel better, and we know that we're going to a good place.
Oh, great.
Wow.
What a turnaround.
Yeah, and well, my question is, I felt super irresponsible for my family, for my child. Hey, do we cut these things? Do we need to? And I'd just love to have a little more insight of, how much should you trust yourself in a turnaround, or when you realize you're making stupid decisions, go down to the basics. Like, should we have cut? Should we not? Because it could have very easily been 10 more months of failing, and then we would have dug a deeper hole.
Sure.
And God forbid, we're never there again. But what are your thoughts on that, guys?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Because you didn't cut certain things out of your lifestyle, if the business had not quadrupled, you still probably would be in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Is what you're thinking. Yeah. Do you know the motivation, Lewis, of why you guys wanted to keep the house and the car?
My wife trusted me with a lot of the decisions, and that may be a good or a bad thing, but I didn't want to. First off, I didn't tell her how bad it really was, and maybe that was a bad idea, but I didn't want her to face the music the way I was trying to privately.
Yeah. And
I said, all right, let me see if we can get ourselves past this and save her that hurt and that, that, because she's been through enough, I thought.
Was any of that about you saving face too, if she didn't know the extent of it?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. If she knew, she'd still be there. She's amazing. I just didn't want to put her or the baby through any of that.
I think the biggest thing here is understanding wisdom that you've learned going forward, because there's a lot of things that got you into this mess. And I think that a lot of times when we come out on the other side of things, if we haven't really examined what it was that got us there in the first place, or all of the things that got us there in the first place, there's the fear that, can I trust my choices? Can I trust my judgment going forward? But if you've done the work of examining that and understanding why you did what you did and why you're not ever going to do that again, then you can have a little bit more confidence. In this case, I am seeing just some frivolous behavior, obviously, with money. But then there was the secretive nature of keeping certain things from your wife. I think there's just some behavior that going forward can't be the case. So I know if I were in your shoes, Lewis, going forward, I would be completely transparent with your wife about money and make sure that you guys are both owning roles within how you're handling money. So it can't all fall on you. It can't all fall on her, but together you guys are in this and understanding what's our main priority? Why are we building what we're building? Why are we doing the things we're doing? Because it can't just be for the exterior, right?
That's right.
The house and the cars and all those things.
Yeah, the two things I would say, Lewis, from like beyond just the nuts and bolts of the math side of what got you guys there, which I think you know, but two things we run into a lot, and I commend you, first of all. I applaud you for even asking the deeper questions, because a lot of people will just kind of get through it and not really think through what got me here in the first place and what's going on within me, because we're the ones handling the money. It's the people, right? It's not the math and all of that. Like, we're the ones making the decisions. And so understanding ourselves is really important. And so I would say isolations is negative. No more isolation. It's kind of what Jade just said. And I think you isolated yourself from your wife and from the reality of what was going on. And you were just trying to do it yourself, which, again, I commend you for doing it. There's a lot of wives listening right now. They're like, I wish my husband would step up. But it was it was too extreme that way. You know, like, you can't be isolated in it. And for your sake, Lewis, but also for the relational. There's so much to be said when a husband and wife work together as a team with their money that does far and above more than just the finances. So there's just something really big relationally that you miss. And you do it to protect her. I hear you, but it almost can end up not even just hurting, but it can continue to put a wedge a little bit, because you feel like you have to hold a certain level of truth with her to protect her, but yet she's a grown woman, Lewis. She's a grown up.
That's a good
point.
point.
She has to be able to handle the reality of her situation too. And you may feel the brunt of it because she gave you a lot of the responsibility, but she doesn't need to do that either. She needs to say, Lewis, I'm so sorry that I put all of this on you. I have a functioning brain. I'm an adult, and
I can handle it.
I'm going to have my strengths and weaknesses just like you do, but together as a team, we're going to sit down together as a married couple and lock arms and be a team. And then the second thing I would say, Lewis, and I'm going very stereotypical here, so forgive me if I'm totally off base, but I'm going to put the dudes more in this category that I'm about to talk about. And then I even see West Palm Beach. I see Florida, and I
know where you're going.
Yeah, and the ego hates going backwards.
Oh, man, yes.
And so when you feel like I have to sell a nice car.
In that lifestyle?
Yes.
Hello.
And then downgrade a house?
Yes.
The ego is shot to the extreme. And again, stereotypically, I think guys feel this a little bit more. Like, I think there's something about saving face, like what you're saying. So those are the two things I would watch, Lewis, next time from an internal perspective. Am I isolating myself? And is my ego in charge, or am I in charge?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think?
I think you guys are great.
Well, thanks.
Definitely, for sure. And I think there's something to ponder and kind of sit on there on the side of the wife. I think it was one of those things when rock bottom hit, I said, okay, cool. I think I can manage this, and I don't need to put her through it. But you're right. Maybe it would have been better to go through it together. So there's a lot to chew on there.
And there is something to be said for, I mean, selling a house is a huge deal. And if you felt like, hey, I'm going to ride this out for X amount of months.
Yes.
And if I'm not here if I get to that stopping point and it's not any better, then I got to let go of the house. Right. But if you made
That's
it there,
exactly
then it's
what it
great.
was,
You got to keep the house.
Right.
So I don't know did you do that or?
So just to give slightly more context, again, I hate to take up too much time with other callers needing help as well. It was, when I was younger, I moved 30 times. We were super unstable, as a family when I was younger. So I just said, hey, it was absolutely no ego. I just didn't want my family to ever have to feel unstable.
I hear that.
Yeah, that's fair.
That.
That's totally fair.
And it wasn't about the car or whatever. Like, it was dumb to buy a car, but, for whatever reasons, it was just about having stability, especially for a young child, and not having her love this home and make friends and a school and everything. And
Sure.
her out and go on out somewhere else. So that was.
Listen, Lewis, I think at the end of the day, you went through something and it was a learning experience for you. And that is part of most of our stories.
Yes.
And
I'll say this, Dave says this a lot for himself, because you sound very entrepreneurial. I mean, you're a very smart guy. I mean, he's growing businesses and doing all this stuff, but you can't out earn your stupidity. And Dad says that a lot. And I think that could be another thing to think through, because you kind of out-earned it. You probably worked your tail off to get these businesses revenue to be able to cover up some of the mistakes.
Yes, that's right.
Which in one way is fantastic because you know how to work, and and you can bring in revenue and all of it, but you can't out-earn it. And so that's a little bit of the Band-Aid over the situation, is that you earn so much that you could get out of it, which again, one side of the coin, that's fantastic. But we got to deal with the root issues of how we got there in the first place, from the nuts and bolts, and then from just the perspective of who we are as people and like checking ourselves, because we can hold ourselves back a lot and make really stupid decisions, based on what feels good and what we want in the moment. And we all do it. Yeah. We've all made those mistakes, but kind of tempering that side of it too.
I agree. And I do think that when you've hit a certain layer in your income, which it sounds like Lewis has, making those sacrifices, it does hit different. I'd almost rather someone call in who's, not hit that point yet. It's almost easier for that person to go, okay, yeah, I'm just going to take to the streets and work hard and sell my stuff, than the person who's kind of been living that life. Then yeah, you're right. Your ego does take a hit, and that is tough, but it's good for you. It's good medicine for the soul.
Here's the deal, America. The big wireless companies are literally banking on you overpaying every single month. But not Boost Mobile. Boost flipped the script. You get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month. $25. That's it. No contracts, no fine print traps, just real savings that stay in your pocket where they belong. And if you're thinking, well, George, that sounds too good to be true, here's the mic drop. They've got a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it risk-free and see how much you save. Go to boostmobile.com/Ramsey to make the switch today. That's boostmobile.com/Ramsey. Restrictions apply. See boostmobile.com/Ramsey for details.
All right, the all-new Every Dollar is here. And now it's way more than just our world-class budgeting app, guys. And here there's a ton of advanced features, and it really is going to help you make faster progress with your money. The average person right now is finding thousands of dollars of margin in just the first 15 minutes. And you might be like, Jade, what are you talking about? When you first log in, it's going to ask you 15 minutes worth of questions about yourself and your money so that it can really tailor a plan that is for you, personalized to you. And it's going to find those margin that's been falling through the proverbial couch cushions, as George Camel would say. It's going to help you find that money. So you can start Every Dollar for free today. Get it in the App Store or on Google Play right now. All right, Sebastian's in Richmond, Virginia. Hey, Sebastian.
Hey, how you doing today?
Doing good. How can we help?
Well, I just had a couple questions. So a little bit about my situation. I'm actually a recent college graduate. I graduated technically in August, and I've just landed my first big boy job, as I would call it. So I'm going to be making $70,000.
Cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What are you doing?
Starting very soon here. I am a associate research consultant for a real estate company.
Oh, good for you. Great.
Yeah. So just a couple questions. And so my plan going forward is they have a 401k with no match. And so I'm actually planning not to contribute to that.
Okay.
So my idea is I have a Roth IRA. Currently I have about 4K in it. And I'm thinking about doing about $580 a month into that so I can max it out, right? Mm-hmm. And then I want to save the rest because I want to start. Right now I have about 20K in savings and completely debt-free, by the way, as well.
Good.
And I want to get into house hacking maybe like June, July next year if I can.
Okay. So let's talk about the investing part first. I would rather you invest based off of a percentage than based off of a limit or a certain amount that you want to spend. Okay. So walking the baby steps, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but after you're out of debt, which you are, and after you've saved up 3 to 6 months of expenses, maybe you save up 3 or 4 months, whatever you decide. Have you done that yet? Just asking.
Yeah. So I have like 15K in a Roth IRA, like 2K in a savings account, and then like 4K in a Roth IRA.
So the 3 to 6 months of expenses is non-invested. It's non-retirement. It's literally a rainy day fund, Sebastian, for if something were to happen, if you lost your job, if you had an emergency, this is liquid money that you can get to. So I would suggest that needs to be your first order of business, because here's what happens if you don't have it. If something happens and you need to get your hands on, I don't know, $5,000, you would have to unplug your investments to get to it. And you're working way too hard to be doing that.
And you'll get penalized too for bringing it out early.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you need separate money. Let's start on that first and just stack that up. You can do that fast with $70,000. It's just you. Then after that, Sebastian, 15% is the number we're looking for. Now, I'm with you on maxing the Roth first, because for you, that's the better advantage, since your 401k doesn't have a match. But depending on what you have, after you hit that, after you max out that Roth, if you still have money left to invest, then go ahead and throw it into the 401k. That's fine. But do it based off of percentage of your gross income, not just,
Yeah,
I
guess
it's going to be... the number I gave was just because I think it's like 7K a year is the max for me at this point. So
7 to 8 in the Roth. And then for you, 15%, it will be around 10,000.
Yeah, you have more to go.
You should be able to max it out with a couple of thousand left. And Jay's just saying, put that 2,000 to 3,000 just in the 401k. Even if you're not getting the match, it's still a great retirement vehicle just to put that 15%. And then if you want to do investing beyond that, then we can talk about the house hunting or house hacking thing. But maxing out the Roth and then putting a couple of thousand more into the 401k every year is just a great starting baseline for you.
I like that you're thinking like that.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what I'm thinking is, because I'm currently living at home, so my idea was, purchase that first property, as I'm moving out, right? So like when I have obviously the baby steps done, and then I'm obviously investing and saving, right? The idea is to just kind of move out into that first house hack opportunity, which I'd hope to acquire sometime.
Which is what? What do you, when you're saying house hacking, what do you mean specifically?
Like you're living in one side, the other person's living in the other?
Yeah, I was probably going to do probably single family rent by room strategy.
Okay.
So probably just purchasing a single family and then having a couple different tenants living in there with me.
Here's the thing, though. I'm going to give you 2 words of caution. Number one is, let's say you do this. You've got to be able to cover it without them. So, for instance, let's say you buy the house and the mortgage is a couple thousand, $2,500 a month. You've got to be able to cover that on your own to know that, hey, if for some reason these tenants don't pay.
Or I can't get tenants.
Yeah, or I can't get tenants. It's not going to jack me because I can cover the mortgage. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I 100% agree. And that's what I was kind of hoping to call about. Like, I know kind of, there's a little bit of caution with, the Ramsey steps and whatnot around, like leveraging yourself in real estate. But I'm kind of trying to figure out, like, to me, there's no real difference between buying a single family home as a primary residence just for myself and then doing it as a house hack as well. As long as at my baseline, I can cover that mortgage.
Yeah, that's great. We're fine with that.
There's more to it, though, and that was going to be my second word of wise. Yeah, if on the financial side, if you're doing what we said, sure. But just remember, this is your first entrance into home ownership, and you're doing it with 2 or 3 other people strapped to your back. So for the layman, like for the layperson, the first time they buy a house is already stressful because they're realizing for the first time it's all on me.
Yeah.
And so you're not only doing that for yourself, but now all these tenants are going to be counting on you if something happens with the AC, if something happens with the roof, if they get a leak in their bedroom, right? So there's part of me, Sebastian, I think I'm not mad at this idea, but there's part of me that wouldn't mind you, if you did get the house, you hang out there for a minute before and just like get your bearings about you before you're just up and having all these people.
Yeah, because I think it's just, you got to paint reality, which is always hard to do if it's not been a reality. But what Jade's saying is, because my line of thought, honestly, Sebastian, is that's great. You're a single guy. If that's what you want to do and you can cover it even if they don't pay, and you're like, listen, I can make so much money off of doing this and I'm going to save here and do whatever, that's your prerogative if that's what you want to do. But I'm telling you, Sebastian, when you start going to work all day, you're making your income, you're coming home, you're dating someone, you're doing this and that, you're going to get tired of the roommate situation if it's just to get extra money. Now, if you're going for a goal to be like, hey, I really want to make an extra 20 grand this year. This is a this is a way I can do it, and maybe there's like an end point in your mind. I don't know, but just the endless idea of it overall, I just think you're going to look up in probably maybe a year, maybe less, maybe a little more, and be like, I'm a grown man. I'm a grown man, and I work and I pay my taxes, and I want to come home to a house that I get to do what I want.
It's clean. The kitchen is clean.
Yeah, I don't have to deal with roommates. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, just always remember that. But I think that's the line that I feel safe with you doing it, is that you've already said, I can cover the mortgage without anybody. Mm-hmm. I'm going to just do it to make some extra money, maybe to hit maybe it's a goal or whatnot. So we're not against it. We just know, I don't know.
We just want to encourage you to think about it from every angle.
Yeah, and I definitely agree, because I think I have, because the end point for me is, maybe house hack, over the course of 5 years or so, 4 or 5 years, maybe do it, 2 or 3 times, acquire multiple properties that way. And then at that point, I'll be able to get, my own primary residence, where whether I just want to rent somewhere like a condo or do whatever, but I haven't thought that far ahead. But the idea is, of course, I don't want to live with random people forever, but
right. But even as you expand,
wealth building tool in this aspect, it seems kind of like, I mean, there's 2 alternatives. It's either do this or go out and just afford the mortgage on my own, or go and rent and just throw money at the wall.
The thing is,
it kind of seems like the optimal idea to me.
The thing is, if you do this, I like it for the one house thing, but if you're thinking about expanding this and going above and beyond, you got to do that in cash, right?
Yeah, so that's the thing where I'm thinking of, because you have some people who will say, like, just over leverage yourself like crazy. Then you have Ramsey's side, which is, pay cash. And
so then you already know. You got to pay cash.
Don't put on the risk, Sebastian. You're young. You are going to the wall with all these ideas, and it's
got
great.
A lot.
But slow and steady wins the race over time. People that keep wealth, they do it slow and steady. It's not a get-rich-quick thing.
If you've got collectors breathing down your neck and you're drowning in credit card debt, you don't need another debt relief company trying to sell you sunshine and unicorns. You need real help. And Guardian Litigation Group is the real deal. They're not a call center. They're actual attorneys. That means when a creditor tries to sue you, they can step into the courtroom and fight back. Now listen, debt settlement isn't pretty. It's not a magic wand, and I'd prefer you get out of debt the old-fashioned way. But if you're staring down bankruptcy and you've got no other way out, Guardian gives you a path to clean up the mess without paying a dime up front. Guardian's attorneys have helped over 55,000 people across the nation settle over $600 million of debt. So if you're ready to take back control of your life and stop cringing every time the phone rings, go to guardianlit.com/Ramsey. That's guardianlit.com/Ramsey.
Paid endorsement, attorney advertising, Guardian Litigation Group, LLP. Not available in Minnesota and Oregon. Results vary and no specific outcome is guaranteed. Debt settlement may negatively affect credit, and not all creditors will negotiate or settle. Savings vary and may be taxable. Please review our website terms for more information.
Welcome back to the Ramsey Show. We're here in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio, continuing to take your calls. So call in. The number is 888-825-5225, and we will do our best to get you on the show. I'm next to Rachel Cruz today. I'm Jade Warshaw. Let's get into it. We've got Kim in Memphis, Tennessee, right down the road. What's up, Kim?
Hi. So glad to be talking to y'all. My husband and I, we have combined finances, and Christmas is coming up. And I want to know how to give and receive gifts from your spouse when you have combined finances.
I love this question. It's such a marker of someone who's really trying to do this the Ramsey way, this question. I'll tell you what I've done, and I know probably Rachel has her own take on it. I am a lover of gift cards this time of year. I'll go to like Costco or wherever I can get like the dollar of like Visa gift card that I can then take that money and spend it on whatever I'm trying to get for Sam, and then he doesn't see it. He might, of course, he'll see the gift card purchase, so he might get an inkling for what it is based on the amount of the gift card, but he won't know what it is because he won't be able to see that transaction roll in through every dollar. What do you do, Rachel?
Yes. A couple of things. One, honestly, well, Kim, we're terrible gift givers to each other. So I'll say that first and foremost. We're not great at it. But the times in the past that we have, two things. Either it's an obvious holiday like an anniversary or a birthday or Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And so Winston will be like, hey, I'm going to buy your gift. Just don't look at the bank account. And he'll delete it off of the $Every app. You know what I mean? And like make a mark, like I'll just put it back on. Just don't look at it online and we're fine. And I'm like, that's great. Like I know it's coming. So like, that's
You're
fine.
not snooping around anyway.
No, and I don't care. I don't know. I have 3 kids to deal with. I'm like, I don't care. That's fine. Thank you.
Nobody got time for
that.
So
that, or he did buy me a very nice ring for our anniversary 2 years ago. He got me a band, and wow, you got to have some friends in high places
for sure. You can't do that on a gift card.
But he had a friend. But he had a friend that bought it. And then Winston paid him back after.
I love that.
But you got to have a friend to be able to do it. And I did concert tickets one time, and my mom bought them. And I just told her I'll write you a check after, because Sharon does not Venmo, which makes me laugh. So I still we'll write her a check if something happens. We'll get around that way. But you got to have like a good, you got to have like a trustworthy source to do that. Sure. So I don't know if that helps, but there's ways around it. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you this too, Kim, for people listening. We will hear this randomly as an excuse not to bring in to combine finances. Mm-hmm. They're like, well, we give gifts and we can't because we give gifts and all this. And I'm like, y'all, it's like 3 times a year. And you're a really great spouse if you're getting like anniversary, birthday, and Christmas. Like, I don't know. Are y'all gift givers?
Sam Warshaw has made me a gift giver.
Okay. See, y'all are
his
great.
family is gifty. And
they are.
Yeah, he's gifty. And Sam,
and
he has an expectation.
He's like, I want a good gift, Jane.
And this man has expensive taste. I'm like, man, I gotta raise my game.
What am I gonna do? Oh my gosh, yeah. But we'll pull the parent or the friend card sometimes to cover something.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
that's such a good question. That is the true mark of somebody who's trying to do this. All right, thanks for the call. We've got Kenny in Jackson, Mississippi. Hey, Kenny.
Hello, how y'all doing?
Good. How can we help?
Awesome. I have a question about life insurance. So me and my wife have 4 children under 6, and we do have life insurance for them. It's a lot more than what y'all recommend. We have $150,000 on each of them, and some people have told me that they're really you don't need to be spending that much, and some people are like, well, that's totally fine. My thought process on having the $150,000 on each child was it's going to be probably the most thing if I obviously a child passes, and having to be able to take significant time off work. And then if we do have any debts at that time, to be able to pay that off. I know you guys recommend $20,000 and no more than that. And I know that because I called Xander Insurance, and that they won't even sell anything over $20,000.
Kenny, I got to break in. I think you either got a hold of some wrong information, or I think you may be a little confused about how we teach insurance. Can I explain it? First off, I do want to say I love that you're thinking about that, and you're thinking about how can I protect myself, my family. The thought process is right. The method for how you did it is a little off, but we can fix it. So the purpose of life insurance is to help the person who is dependent on your income. It's an income replacement. So let's say your family, for instance, you've got the 4 kids under 6, and you've also got the wife. They're all dependent on your income. So if something were to happen to you, Kenny, the insurance needs to be on you and your wife. So you're the breadwinner, or maybe your wife is. But if something happens to you, your kids need to be able to have a source of income that they can say, okay, we can pay for Dad's funeral, hopefully that never happens, and we can afford to continue the lifestyle we've had because this nest egg is there. And same thing if your wife were to pass away. She's contributing something, whether it be in the form of taking care of the kids and being a household CEO, that needs to be replaced with money, because if she were to go, yes, you would need childcare, you would need help around the house. So that's the purpose of the insurance. And we don't do it by lump sum. We do it 10 to 12 times your income. So whatever you're making, Kenny, we would say 10 to 12 times that amount. And if your wife is a stay-at-home mom, maybe 4 times your income, something around that number. and we want term life policies on the two of you. So not on the kids.
So we have life insurance ourselves, and that's great. And I understand about the replacement of the income.
Okay, good.
I guess just my thought is like I'm not going to want to have to work for. I've never had a child pass, and God forbid that ever happens. But like I know you all have kids. Like you wouldn't want to work for a substantial amount of time while you're grieving that. So my thought process is just like have a decent little lump sum of money for the kids in case one of them passes, so we actually have, like Dr. John says, to grieve and just miss them and figure that out.
Where are you in the baby steps?
Yeah, so we're on baby step 2, I think. Baby step 2. So you have our emergency fund, and we're working to pay off debt right now. So my goal is once we pay off all of our debt, then scale back on the life insurance. We don't have a huge emergency fund right now besides our $1,000, but once we get that taken care of, then we can kind of back off on the life insurance. So what do you think about that? Do you think that would be good or no?
I don't think it's necessary, Kenny. I mean, I do think it's one of these things. As an adult, you get to get off this call and do what you feel comfortable doing, and if that's what you want, that's fine. My word of caution is, because they have to probably be cheap policies. How much are you paying per kid, like per year? How much is going to this?
Well, per month, it's about $40 a kid.
Okay, because to me, that's, 100.
$160 a month.
Yeah, so I'm like, we don't recommend this. This is not the way we would go about it. We would never tell someone to do this. But if this is where you choose to spend some of your money because it makes you feel better and you want to, that's fine. But also, word of caution, there's so many, which I don't think you're in because you're working with Xander, but there's so many bad philosophies around kids and life insurance of things of like, oh, you get them wealthy here. You're doing it for a financial strategy, not really from what you're saying is if they actually did pass away, you would need that money to, not work. But just be careful that you don't go down this rabbit hole of life insurance because there is I'd say it's more crappy things out there about life insurance than good.
Sure.
The good is very slim and the good is good. Like the good is good, but there's weird stuff with life insurance policies that are really expensive for kids and all of it, and we just don't play that game. So I don't think it's necessary, but if you want to spend, $160 a month, you can, but that's, $1,000 or so not going to the debt.
Yeah, I agree.
Finally, mortgage rates have dropped, and you know what that means? People who've been sitting on the sidelines are about to jump back in to the housing market. So if you've been waiting to buy, this could be your window, but you've got to be prepared and do it the Ramsey way. You need to contact Churchill Mortgage. Their Home Buyer Edge program gives you peace of mind in a wild market. You can cap your rate for 90 days, so if rates go up, you're protected. If rates go down, Churchill will drop yours automatically. And get this, Churchill will even back your offer with a $10,000 seller guarantee. So if your loan falls through due to financing, the seller still gets paid. That's how confident Churchill is. Plus, when you shop as a Churchill certified home buyer, it's stronger than pre-approval. It makes you look like a cash buyer, which makes your offer rise to the top. So don't let this moment pass you by. Get ready now. Go to churchillmortgage.com to get started today. That's churchillmortgage.com.
This is a paid advertisement. Homebuyer Edge and Seller Guarantee are available for qualifying borrowers and select loan types only, and not available in all states or locations. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal housing lender.
Alrighty, we got Ashton in Austin, Texas. That's a bit of a tongue twister, but it didn't get me, Rachel. What's up, Ashton?
Hey, hello, how you doing? So thank you for taking my call. So I want to ask you guys a question. Me and my wife are on baby step number 2. And so we started with $130,000 in debt at the beginning of the year, and we got it down to $23,900 and some more dollars.
Oh my gosh, good job.
Yeah, and so we both we've been blessed enough to work at a company that we get ESPP stocks and stuff like that. So that really helped us get this push, and we throwing about $5,000, anywhere from $4,500 to $5,000 a month at our debt every month. So what I'm trying to figure out is this though. I'm like, okay, we have, so with the ESPP stocks, we're gonna owe about 14,000 in taxes, right? So I'm like, okay, should we take that money, throw it at the car, and I'll have the car. If I do that, I'll have the car done, because that's what the last debt is. I'll have the vehicle done by like right before maybe even Thanksgiving time.
Okay.
I'll have the car done, and then we can go back, start stockpiling cash, and then be ready for before April 15th comes.
The 14,000 taxes.
You get what I'm saying? But I'm like, all right, should I leave it, or should I just, because either way it's gonna get done. Because I have the tax money, but which direction should I go with?
Have you run out the number? You're positive that with just your income alone, you'll be able to cash flow the tax bill when it comes?
Yeah, because we once again, we're blessed enough to be able to live off of one income. So basically, we live off off my wife's check, and my check is about anywhere from, with my overtime, 4,500 to 5,000 a month. So I'm like, I'll be ready. You know what I mean? Like I'll
and the taxes are coming from. I'm sorry, I missed the.
They're cashing out stocks.
Okay,
to pay this,
and they're single stocks.
Yeah, the single stocks. Yeah.
I mean, we tell anybody to do that.
I was going to say, I would go ahead and do it anyways, Ashton, because I wouldn't have single stocks anyways. So I would probably tell you to do that and move some stuff to mutual funds or index funds anyways, let alone pay off the debt. So I think it's a good move in general. It does hurt with the tax bill. Like what you're saying, it's like, ugh. But in the long run,
I'm scared of Uncle Sam.
I know. I think we all kind of have a little bit of fear.
Well, if you want to play it out with your accountant first and just be double sure that you know what the number is going to be, I think regardless of, if you're in the ballpark, I think you'll be fine with your income and cash flowing that. But if you want just that extra knowledge of, just tell me, get as close as possible to it, I would do that. The other question I had for you is, I thought you said you had 22,000 left to go, but you said
like 23 is like $23,981.
So you've got other money that you're putting with that to finish the car? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah,
or is there another debt?
So every check, I just paid $2,000. I'm paying $2,000 every 2 weeks. If I get a little more, so like I say, it's about anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 a month.
Got it.
Is my a wider ballpark of what I'm putting on the debt. Regardless, I've been doing that since the beginning of the year.
Way to go.
Good. Yeah. Well, I'm with Jade. If you're able to double check that you can cash flow the tax bill in April, I'd go ahead and cash it out. Yep, be done, and then build up some savings to invest in like a good index fund or something. But for some reason, if you can't, Ashton, I don't know if you guys run the numbers for some reason, then you're going to get this car paid off in 5 months anyways. So you could pay it off, save some cash on the side after that, and then sell the stock and pay it. You know what I mean? Either way, I would be doing both. It's just the order you want to make sure that you're good at. But if you are 100% sure you will have that money saved for the tax bill, I would go ahead and cash it out and get this car, get it paid off. Because when you don't have that car payment, and Ashton, y'all did crazy. Y'all did so good.
That was fast.
That was so amazing.
Wow.
Those numbers you just gave us. So well done to you and your wife. I mean, y'all are like textbook, exactly what we talk about. And so, you guys got a bright future ahead.
So good. Thank you for the call. That's so good. All right, now we've got Austin in Charlotte, North Carolina. What's up, Austin?
Hey, Jade. Hey, Rachel. I'm 25 and I make about $60,000 a year. I'm about $35,000 in consumer debt, and my payments are around $800 per month. The largest debt is what I'm most worried about, and that's a $22,000 truck at $400 per month. And I just got this truck about 5 months ago.
That hurts.
And the KBB value is $18,000.
Good night.
You've already lost $4,000.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah. I am not very good when it comes to
No,
vehicle
you're fine.
purchases at all.
Yeah. Well, you're learning. You're 25. You're learning. Our friend, kind of side note, Austin, our friend bought a new Tesla and he bought it with 4,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
So it was literally a brand new, one owner, all of it.
Oh, really?
22% he got off of what he bought that 4,000, with 4,000 miles versus what if he went retail brand new.
Wow. Yeah.
So I'm like, that just shows you guys how quickly cars drop. So you're not just the only one, Austin. We see it all the time and it's real, how their value drops. So the truck, we would always say if it is half of your annual income, you need to sell it. So you're not there. You're close, but you're not there with the $22,000 versus your income. But the question is, the depreciation of what you would have to pay in difference and get some money to replace the car, it kind of ends up being a wash. So I probably would just keep it and pay it down.
Yeah. What are the other debts?
Yeah.
What's the other 12,000?
So I have just under 10,000 on a personal loan, and that was for another truck actually that it has a lot of motor issues, and that's why I went and bought this newer truck.
So you spent $10K on a truck, still didn't get fixed, and then you spent $32,000 on cars very quickly.
Yes.
Where's that truck right now?
I still have it. I have a welder actually coming this weekend to help fix the frame.
Okay, how much can you sell it for once it's all done?
Right around $8,500.
Okay, well that'll help.
Yeah, bring
down your $22,000 car payment.
And what's the other $2,000 debt? $3,000 debt.
That is what's remaining for my fiance's lawyer. She is in the process of going through a large custody dispute with her baby's father, her son's father.
Okay.
And she was having some trouble trying to come up with that, and it was something very big for her and very important to myself. So I told her that I would go ahead and take care of it, and we will handle everything at the end. And what I mean by that is, when do you guys get married? We haven't set a date. We're not. So I started listening to you guys about 9 months ago, and that is something that has been heavy on my mind, and it's something that I definitely want to get the ball rolling towards. I'm ready to go to the courthouse and just get this over with, because I also just bought a house about 6 months ago.
Oh my goodness. Hey, hold up. I'm going to stop you for a minute.
I think you've been listening for 9 months.
You've been listening for 9 months. Thank you, Rachel, because I was about I think here's what I want you to, I don't want you to keep going towards debt. I want you to start practicing patience, because I see a guy who's like, I need to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I just think that it's going to start to compound on you. I'm glad that you called now before it's gotten too crazy. But I think, Austin, you got to just slow down a little bit. I do. The truck is too much. The loan for the other thing is too, like, if it's not on fire, we certainly don't need to be going into debt for it.
Yeah.
So just take a little bit of a chill pill. I agree with you. If you're going to start paying for things for your fiance, you probably need to get married, or you guys need to decide what that line is, because I think this could get messy really fast. And it sounds like she's got a lot of loose ends to tie up, and it might not be time for her to jump so quickly in.
But also, you can't be saving a ship while yours is sinking.
Yeah.
And so you got a lot on your plate, Austin. So I would focus first and foremost on paying off this debt, smallest to largest. And so you're going to do, the fiance's debt, personal loan for the truck, and then the car payment. Get that taken care of, get a good emergency fund, and start cash flowing your life all together.
Statistics show that half of Americans don't have enough life insurance, or they don't have any at all. I don't understand this, John. Why don't people want to take care of their family? They think they're going to die or something?
Well, I used to be one of those guys. I didn't even think about it. And one of my buddies said, hey, the only reason to not have life insurance is if you hate your wife and kids. And I immediately went and got term life insurance.
That's a gut punch.
And you're telling me, and for decades, Dave, I've sat across people who've lost a spouse. They've lost somebody important to them.
Me too.
They don't know what to do next.
Me too. I mean, you're going to have a crisis here. And, you got two options while you're sitting and talking to a young widow. She's concerned about how she's going to invest all this money properly and not mess this up, or she's concerned how she's going to eat tomorrow.
That's exactly
These are the
right.
two options.
And
take care of your dadgum family, man.
Term life insurance can replace income, pay off debts, cover funeral expenses, so your family can actually have the opportunity to just be sad.
Yeah.
To just miss you.
That's exactly what it's supposed to be. It's saying I love you to your family. Term life insurance. Jeff Zander and the team at Zander Insurance makes it easy and affordable. I've used them personally for 25 years. They're the only people I trust. Go to Zander.com or call 800-356-4282.
All right, guys, thanks for listening to The Ramsey Show. And if you are an avid listener, and even if you're not, make sure you're sharing the show because I believe that the content that we're sharing is so very helpful. I mean, after all, it did help Sam and I pay off $460,000 of debt. And I truly hope and know that it's helpful for you guys too. And it's something that you can do to just spread the word of the Ramsey way. That kind of sounds creepy, but it's not. It's just a way to spread the information so other people can have help with their life and their money. So just, hit the little paper airplane if you're on Instagram or, copy the link on YouTube and share it with some friends. We also have a really cool playlist that is easy to share. So just make sure you're subscribing and sharing. That really helps us out. And it's something that you can do that's free that doesn't take any time at all. All right, let's get back to the phone lines. Ryan in San Antonio, Texas. What's up, Ryan? How can we help today?
Hi, yes. Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing? Everyone good?
Oh, yeah.
Doing
we're good.
Great.
Yeah, awesome. Glad to hear. So really what I wanted to call and ask for is how I can just tackle my debt at a fast and efficient rate, want to be debt-free.
I love that you want to be debt-free. How much debt are we looking at?
So my wife and I just got married August 2nd, so our combined debt is $48,000.
Okay.
Perfect. What did you say right before that, Ryan? You said something about wanting to be debt-free. Did you say musician? What'd you say?
They just got married?
No, yeah, we just got married in August 2nd. Yeah,
Okay.
we just want to be debt-free.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Before
Congrats.
that, okay, I'm sorry. I thought I heard something else. Okay. That's great. Yeah. So how much do you guys make a year together? Household income?
Combined before taxes, we're looking at $100,000.
Okay.
Good. And what kind of debt is it? Is it from the wedding or?
No, the wedding we paid out of pocket, nothing that we owe for that. It's student loans and a car loan along with credit card debt.
Okay. How much is the car? How much of the 48 is the car?
$26,000.
Okay.
That's
And
what I have left.
what's the student loan?
Student loan together, $16,000.
Okay. And the credit card.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So did this come mostly from one side or is this just really both of you together? This is both your debt?
The loans under my name, my wife didn't come in. She has no car payment. And the student loans, I owe a little bit more as well. And then the credit cards together, for sure.
Okay. Okay.
It's
So
all yours, Ryan. Bringing all this to your debt-free wife. No, I'm just kidding.
That is funny. That's wild. So yeah, I mean, I think that you have the right spirit. This is something that is great to tackle head on as you guys are combining your finances. So yeah, that's the first thing is combining everything together. I don't know if you've done this or not, but you guys together need a joint checking account that all your money is going into, so that there's complete transparency there. Do you guys have that?
No, so we're very new to to the real world. So
yes.
Yeah,
How old are you guys?
I'm 26, she's 25.
Okay.
And that's why I wanted to call, yeah.
Yeah,
For
that's
any
great.
and all advice.
Perfect. Yes. Well, Jade's right. So combining everything that can be combined. So that's going to be any savings in a high yield or a money market. If you guys have any of those accounts, put both names on it, checking account. The most efficient way of combining is that joint checking account. And people get all squirmish about that because they want their own money and all of this. But we've just found financially, not only do you get ahead faster when you work together as a team, when you say, yes, all this money's coming to our household, as a family, what do we do with this pile of money? Regardless of who brings in what, this is our money to run our household. How do we most efficiently do that? And then just from a dollars and cents standpoint, just working out of the same account, because Ryan, I mean, it still kind of amazes me, which I know I'm the weird one probably in the world today, but that people Venmo or split grocery bills as a married couple, and you're just like, oh my gosh, y'all, like you're both adult. Like let's just call it what it is. We're a married couple and we're sharing our life together. So yeah, the account would be all of that. So that's kind of the tactical side. And then go ahead, Jade.
Well, I was going to say, I know you're calling, but your wife is on board with this. She knows that we're doing this. We're paying it off aggressively. Does she know this, or is this just you talking?
So I'm the more financially savvy one. I'm the one who's trying to find strategies. She's all on board, though. She's all on board.
Well, we say the most financially savvy, Ryan, but you are the one bringing in all the debt.
I know.
Yeah, what's it mean?
A spade here. So yeah, and then I would sit down for you guys and do a budget. We'll give you as a wedding gift from Jade and I.
Yeah.
We'll give you Every Dollar, which is our budgeting app, but it also, you plug in all your numbers so you see your numbers as a household, which will help you start working your way out of debt, giving you a plan and giving you some guidance that way. And I'll also throw in my book, Know Yourself, Know Your Money, because understanding how you guys function separately, how you grew up, your money personalities. You know, I made fun of you, Ryan. You said you're the savvy one, but you're probably the nerd. You probably enjoy this stuff. She's probably a little bit more laid back, which is great. Like all of that's so normal, but working together and seeing each other's strengths is really big. And you'll probably get those conversations doing a budget. So when you guys do your first monthly household budget together, that's a great, I mean, some people have a lot of bad memories around that. I think
I have an okay one.
I think it's a great starting point to be like, hey, here's what I think we spend on groceries. What do you think we spend on groceries? You really start to get a handle on where your income's going. And in that budget, Ryan, is where you guys are going to be listing out your debts as well. And you guys will start working on tackling the smallest debt. So it's probably one of the credit cards, paying that off. And then you pay minimum payments on everything, but you start attacking the smallest one first. And if you guys together, Ryan, can get fully on board, and if you guys go crazy with this, and when I say crazy, and Jade lived this out, and so you can probably speak to it. But I mean, it's not only cutting expenses, but you both getting extra jobs, working nights, working weekends. Like you just go all in. You could get this 48 paid off, I think, in 18 months.
For sure. I think with you guys being newlyweds, you're going to have to basically live like your college students. Like, don't mistake getting married for now we're, about that life. Now is the time for you to be like, okay, we're eating peanut butter and jelly because we're newlyweds and everything is fun, right? Like make everything fun because you're newlyweds. And also I would say, Ryan, don't mistake, and this is for anybody listening, because sometimes a wife or a spouse or a husband can say, yeah, sure, do whatever you want, right? Don't mistake that for being on board. Make sure she's on, wants to be a part of it. Because I think sometimes if you're the nerd, that can be interpreted as, oh, she says I can go do this.
Yeah, and you may be excited about it, and Ryan's like, oh, I'll do it. I'll do the budget.
Yeah,
don't worry.
You got to do it together. Yeah. So you got to make sure that this is not just, hey, she said it's fine, so you go off to the spreadsheet and, just dive in there on your own. Make sure that you're both, to Rachel's point, contributing. She has a say in the budget. You might be the one who makes it, but she's the one who's commenting on it, and you guys are both tracking transactions. Everything's transparent. I think that's the part of this that's super duper important going down the line.
Yep, for sure. Ryan, can you already tell if you guys are opposites with money, meaning like, are you more of the spender or she's more of the saver, or vice versa?
I think we're both pretty conservative. It was just actually writing down the debts where we were just like, holy smokes, okay, this is what I need. We need some advice on how to do it. But I think we're both a little bit on the conservative end. We don't splurge as much.
No, that's great. Yeah, and I'll say this, Ryan, the faster you guys can get out of this debt, the brighter your future is, because we would tell you, like, stop investing, stop everything until you get this debt paid off. And then you guys build up an emergency fund after that. If you guys want to buy a home, or I'm not sure if a home is in the equation, that would be after that. But it is amazing when you look up and run some numbers. If you go to RamseySolutions.com and our investment calculator, if you start investing at 30,
oh man,
and you start looking ahead of like what your income's going to be and the compound interest and where you guys could go financially, like, it's insane. And just put in your car payment from age 25 to age 65 and see if you lived with a car payment your whole life. Instead of investing, you paid a car company that payment, what you're missing out on. So together, just like start building this dream of like, this is what we want to be. We want to be about this, and we want to be out of debt. We want to be investing. that's the fun part of all of it when you're working together, which I think couples miss out on when they keep it so separate. It's like you don't get to dream together and be like, here's what we get to do as a couple and as a family. So there's a lot of upside, Ryan. So I appreciate you calling and trusting us with this because I think you're on the right track and you're going to do incredible things. So congratulations on the marriage.
I love entrepreneurs. Don't forget, guys, I started my company on a card table myself, so I know what it's like to have people counting on you, your team, your family, not to mention your customers. And when you're the one signing the paychecks, you can't afford to fly blind. But I'll be honest, early on, one thing that nearly sunk us was wasting time with spreadsheets that didn't add up because business units didn't talk to each other. I finally told my team, just fix it. And they did. We got NetSuite. That was years ago, and we've never looked back. See, NetSuite isn't just for tech giants. It's built for growing businesses like yours. Over 43,000 businesses already run on NetSuite, including a lot that started just like you. And now, with built-in AI, NetSuite is helping them even more. It's one system connected to every part of your business for real-time insights, not guesswork. NetSuite AI flags inventory issues, cash flow risks, even supplier delays before they become problems. So you can trust the data, stop wasting time, and make the right decisions faster. Take a free product tour today at netsuite.com/Ramsey. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey.
So you guys, we're always giving you advice on obviously how to manage your money and the components that go along with that. So of course, we're always telling you things like you need to get on a budget. A budget is a huge part of managing your personal finance. You need to be paying off debt. That's a huge part of personal finance. You need to carry the proper insurance, a very big part of personal finance. Obviously, we care about saving for the future. We care about things like generosity. But another big part of managing your personal finances is what would happen if you were to leave this earth. What happens to your personal finances, your assets, all of those things. And so, of course, that falls under wills and estate planning. And it's kind of one of those topics, Rachel, that's a little bit like, I don't know if it makes you feel some type of way to talk about it, but we really do need to talk about it. So we get questions all the time about wills. Can I just make my own will? Can I do it online? Do I need to get with a lawyer? How do I do this? So let's kind of pop through this, Rachel, and answer the number one questions, actually the top 4 questions that people tend to ask us. So the first one, how do I know, Rachel, if I need a trust or if my estate's too complicated for doing the online thing?
Oh, yeah. Well, we always say if your estate is worth less than $1 million, then an online will is just sufficient. That's fine. Anything past $1 million probably can get complicated with passing down assets and taxes and all of that. So at that point, you may want to look into more of estate planning, which may include a trust.
I love that. Okay, what about this one? What do I need to start my will online?
Well, making a will online or not, some big decisions you got to think through. So think through, who do I want to give all my stuff to?
Yeah,
where does my stuff go? If you have minor children that are minors, who's going to be taking care of them? And also, who do you want to make decisions for you if you are incapacitated? If you're not available or conscious enough to make these decisions about your finances, and then there's even power of attorneys for health decisions. All of it is there in the will.
So important. And it may seem a little morbid, but this is part of the planning, part of the risk there. Number 3, is an online will legally valid?
Yes, it is, but just not any online will that you find on the internet may not be legally valid in your state. So again, it has to be a state-specific will. That's one reason we recommend Mama Bear Legal Forms, because they do a great job with that.
Yeah, when Sam and I moved from Florida to Tennessee, we had to change our will because state law applies. Okay, and finally, number 4, why would I want an online will versus a traditional one that's made with a lawyer? Why would I even bother with that?
It's more convenient. You're able to kind of do it at your pace. You're able to get to it. I'd say it's less expensive as well. Takes less time. So again, it's very doable. And again, our world today, the way we've made things accessible. So whether it's Even brokerage accounts or index funds, you can do through Vanguard, your will you can do online. And so there are times that you can just do these things yourselves. But when things get more complicated, whether it's investing, again, your estate, even like we're talking about making a will, bring in professionals to help you with some of this stuff, especially if you have anything that's a little bit complicated, because it's worth getting an expert opinion.
Yeah, I agree. So if you heard us talk, but you're still not sure, why don't you take our wills quiz to find out kind of where you fall on either side of the fence? And you can do that by going to RamseySolutions.com/wills quiz, and you can find out which approach is right for you. All right. Thank you, Rachel. Let's go to Gina in Jacksonville, Florida. Hey, Gina. How can we help today?
Hey, ladies. How's it going?
Doing great.
Awesome. So my question today has to do with investing, but also insurance. My husband and I have gone through Financial Peace University, and we've taught it 2 times. We're debt-free. But we are also saving for a home. We sold our home like 8 years ago up north and moved to Florida, and we've been saving since then. Bought new cars and all that stuff, completely debt-free, cash flowing, everything.
Good for you guys.
We are awesome. Thank you so much. So we are at this point maxing out basically all of our retirement accounts. And my husband recently got a new job, and the health insurance has doubled. Our high yield health insurance has gone from $3,000 a year to $6,000 a year, and we don't use it ever. So we cash flow all of our health expenses because we do all alternative health.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a chiropractor, massage, acupuncture, nutritional therapies, everything.
And they don't
nothing
take
is
insurances
covered.
traditionally, yeah.
Correct. Yeah. And I've even tried to I've taken hours even sending in receipts, trying to see if I can somehow build up that deductible and get anything. And nothing has ever been
So
done
did you
yet.
drop your
Nothing.
policy? Is that what you're thinking of doing, letting it lapse?
Well, I just keep going back and forth because technically it's in play right at this moment. We did sign up for it, but now open enrollment is coming around again. And I'm thinking I'm going to lose out on the investment portion of the HSA, which we've been maxing out the last few years, but have never taken any money out of. And so I'm
which you can keep until
$12,000.
You can keep until what is it, 62 and be able to. I mean, it can work just like a investing vehicle, like your 401k or any type of investment. You can actually use that money and invest it, which is great.
But you're worried about the premium, the $500 a month? Is that what you're worried?
What was the question?
Are you worried about the premium? You just don't want to pay the premium anymore because you don't really use the insurance? Is that what you're saying?
I'm thinking I can just invest that and continue to cash flow my health care and just invest separately. I mean, we're also doing about $1,000 a month in an outside retirement
What's your
account
nest egg now?
Also.
What are you guys worth now?
It's not huge because it's only been the last few years, maybe $500,000.
I don't know if I would drop
not do it.
Gina, I wouldn't because the truth is, if a car, if
you could get in a car accident tomorrow and need brain surgery,
and it would millions of dollars. You know what I mean? The health care costs are just it's extreme, and so if you don't have health insurance in place, it's worth it. It would be worth it even if I don't use it year to year. It's an extra padding if something big happens. A diagnosis. Anything. Yeah, you're gonna want health insurance. I would not risk cash flowing that.
You got to remember
and that's basically what my husband thinks too. But I'm
I do, yeah.
And
I'll tell you talk to Sharon Ramsey, Gina, and even my sister, and they are on your train. They are.
Oh man.
Activated charcoal with stomach bugs. They're into the whole thing.
I think that's great.
But they all keep health insurance.
Yeah, because
the truth is. Yes, if something really bad happens to you when you're children, I'm I don't know. We don't have to get in a medical debate, but I think you're going to want surgery or you know what I mean.
Charcoal can't fix certain things.
I'm not against that for sure. I get it. I guess I was just thinking would the auto insurance just come into play at that point?
The what?
Umbrella insurance, there's other insurances that we have that I thought, okay, if something like that happens,
tell me the problem you're trying to solve. What
you hate paying the $6,000 every year. Is that it?
And you'd rather invest the money.
Absolutely.
So what I would do if I were you, if I was so hung up on that $500 a month being invested, I'd go out and find another $500 a month and invest it. I'd earn it if that's what you're trying to do. But
yeah, I just see this, and insurance too. I'll say this, Gina, like, home insurance, ours keeps going up, and it's a little bit of a pain.
No
to
one
pay all
likes
of this.
paying it. No.
Yeah, but it's for the just in case, the worst case scenario. That's what insurance is for. And, even life insurance, right? You have life insurance in case something happens to you for your kids. And God forbid nothing does happen, but it's the just in case.
That's right.
I would keep it for the just in case category. And you're paying for peace of mind if something really, really bad happens that costs literally hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars of, whatever may happen, that you have that in place. So
that's right.
Well, at least my husband's peace of mind.
Yeah, that's right. I know, Gina. I hear you. But yeah, I don't think I would let that go.
No, if anything, think of it as there are certain things in life that feel like a pain in the butt sometimes, like insurance, or when people call in, they're like, I don't want to go to the next tax bracket. And I'm like, guys, at the end of the day, actually, these things are a blessing to be able to afford and be able to shoulder the weight of that payment. And to say something like, oh man, if I could have that money, I could invest it. Because some people, they can't even afford the payment.
That's right.
So
That's right.
Kind of try to keep it in perspective like that. It's great to be able to transfer that risk. It is a pain in the butt, but at least you can handle it. It's not causing you to miss out on dinner or anything like that.
And you guys are killing it in other places too. So I would take the abundance approach, like what Jade's saying.
That's right. It's a good thing to have it, and it's great that you can afford it. And God forbid you never need to use it. All right. Well, welcome back to the Ramsey Show. We're here in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio, continuing to take calls about your life and your money. I'm Jade Warshaw. Next to me is Rachel Cruz, and we're just chopping it up with you guys. So call in 888-825-5225, and we'll do our best to get you on the phone line. We've got Jasmine in Raleigh, North Carolina. Hey, Jasmine, how can we help today?
Hey, so I'm calling kind of on behalf of my husband. We live about 2 hours away from Raleigh in a small town. But basically, my husband is a wonderful guitarist, and his income has decreased pretty steadily over the past few years due to not to his part, but the people he plays for. So I was calling to see exactly how he could increase that income and be a better contributor, because I feel like it's difficult for us because of the stress of not being able to play as much as he wants to.
So what level was he playing on? Was he like touring with a major artist, or was he doing session work? Like explain what that was.
So he's not touring with a major artist, but he is touring with a guy based out of Nashville. So he commutes back and forth between our little town in North Carolina and Nashville used to a couple of times a month. Now it's like once a month. In the winter months, it's hardly any.
At the height of that, what was he earning when he was doing that, like at the height of doing his thing?
So at the height, he was actually still living in Nashville majority of his time, and also working with another music company as a sound engineer.
Okay.
And so he probably at the height was doing, I don't know, maybe 75.
And how long ago was that, Jasmine?
That was 3 years, 3.5.
Okay.
And what's he been making since?
Why did y'all move to Raleigh? Sorry. Why did you move to Raleigh if he's a musician and he's doing music work in Nashville?
So he moved back home.
How long have you guys been married?
He never wanted to live in Nashville. We will be 4 years or 3 years this coming November.
So he made the choice that it was more important to be home than keep this gig, the sound engineer gig and the playing gig. And now he's in Raleigh and can't find the work.
Yes. He's still playing with the same guy. It's just that guy doesn't play as often.
Yeah, but he was also supplementing touring and doing sound, because we know Nashville, but I mean, there's like tons of musicians and they do all kinds of things to be able to supplement
and
a
where
full.
we live, there's no.
So
where
that's
we
his
live,
choice.
there's
But
no,
you do
sound
understand it
engineer
would be
work and
like,
stuff.
we have some students from Pennsylvania, I think. So I'm like, it'd be like working at Hershey's and being like, oh, I still want to do chocolate, but I'm going to move to Atlanta or something. And you're like, well, there's not a lot of chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Like you moved out of the work. Not that you can't be a musician anywhere, but you.
But what was the plan? Is the question.
Yeah.
What was his plan?
Yeah.
The plan was to still work with the musician and then another guy that has a band here and that he does sound for here. And so he still works with these guys.
It's just not
the
enough
problem
money.
lies that they're not working as often and not making as much money.
So I'm going to
anymore.
tell you as a person who lived in this lifestyle, it feels like he's got all of his eggs in one to two very small baskets. And that gets tough because he's reliant on these people to do their job. And if they're not doing their job, he can't do his job, right? So because of that, he's got to diversify and have his hand in a lot of different things. And that is a full-time job. That alone, he's got to be on this all the time. He should be out marketing, networking every single night. He should be at everybody else's live shows, getting to know people. So if somebody's sick, they're like, oh, I know a guy who can sub in. He's great on guitar. Like has that been his full-time job? Because if it has been and he's still not getting anything, then he's got to consider where his strength lies. If his greater strength is in sound engineering, maybe he needs to veer more towards that side of things. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I think as a musician, as an entertainer, you have to have a lot of tough conversations with yourself and you have to be very realistic on what you need to be doing next, especially when there's money involved and a family involved. So what have you observed? Is he grinding or is he kind of like...
He has been distracted with a new baby. So we had our baby almost 10 months ago. So that has definitely taken a front seat to his work and being that person that is always going and networking and making phone calls and all that you just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So that
but it's been 4 years.
Uh,
You said 4 years ago he was making $75,000, and what's he making now?
This year last year it was about 45 to 50. This year it's 30.
Yeah, that he's on the decline. So you guys, you said that you're calling in for him. Did he ask you to call? Is that what you meant by that, or you're calling for you?
No, I'm calling for me.
Okay.
To kind of see how I can help him.
Oh, okay.
And
I think you need to sit down, and I think you have to frame this not around his talent, not around what he can or can't do. You have to just frame it around the reality and say...
And of your reality, too.
Yeah.
That what I'm feeling.
Yeah. It's about... Yeah. You're talking about it from your perspective, which is we have a brand new baby. It's been 4 years, and I'm feeling a shift. I'm feeling a decline, and I'm very scared because I haven't... You're not talking about it, and I don't see what the plan is. I don't know what the plan is, but I know that we need one, right? Have you had those types of conversations with him?
Yeah, we've talked about the plan, and it's, once we, get new babysitter well established, because he's kind of being a stay-at-home mom while I was working, because my income is more.
Oh.
And
what's your income?
Yeah, and so mine is 83.3.
Okay, so I will say I thought you were... I thought his income was the only income. So it's good that you are working.
There's two. So,
got it.
Do you enjoy your work,
Yep.
Jasmine? Is that what you're wanting to do?
Oh, I mean, ideally, if I could be a stay-at-home mom, that would be amazing, but I can't do that. We can't financially. But I do enjoy what I do.
Okay, so you're concerned, though, with him because, household, you guys are at over six figures right now.
Yep.
Even with him making 30. And he's replacing childcare, right? I mean, he's not... You guys aren't paying for childcare while you work.
Yes.
He's the one watching.
Well, he was. He doesn't do well with childcare because, he feels like he needs to be the provider, and
then he needs to go out and provide. Respectfully,
yeah.
So you can't have
he
can't have it both ways.
Yeah, we had discussed what's the plan, and his plan is, once we get somebody in, I'll be able to focus and work and get more gigs and bring up the income.
This is what you need to remind him. The baby's 10 months old, but this decline has been happening for 4 years. So that the baby might be a distraction, like a further distraction, but it's not the root of the problem. And I think that's what you need to talk with him about is say, I get it. We do need childcare. I'm not saying we don't, but this precedes that. And that's what I'm worried about. And you sound like a really kind, sweet, a little bit more soft-spoken, but I think that you need to lay this out in very clear terms that he's going to understand that you also have dreams here, which is to stay home. So your dreams matter and his dreams matter, and you've got to come together on a plan and a tipping point that's like the go, no-go on this music deal.
Okay.
All right, today's question of the day is brought to you by Why Refi. So if your private student loans are in default and if you're feeling stuck, just know you're not out of options, okay? Why Refi specializes in helping borrowers just like you find real solutions with low fixed rate financing. So go to whyrefi.com/Ramsey. That's the letter Y, REFY.com/Ramsey. Remember, it may not be available in all states.
Today's question comes from Ryan in Vermont. He said, I'm 40 years old and engaged to a lady who is 37. However, I'm struggling to see how to move forward. I own a house and I've been using cash to upgrade and repair the home. She believes that I should put her name on the house without her putting anything into it. I disagree and have asked that she at least match some of the equity before her name goes on the house. She makes significantly more than I do, but chooses to own horses. And we need George on this car. Her hobby causes her not to be able to cover her own bills because she spends so much on them and their upkeep. I'm at a loss about how to approach this issue. I have studied the Ramsey principles on how married couples should approach finances, but I can't figure this step out for us. How do couples merge finances when they completely disagree on how their money is being allocated?
It's a lot there.
Ryan, I don't think you're worried about the house. I think you're worried that you're marrying someone that can't do math.
There's a lot there.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, you're 37.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry that I'm with him on this. Your hobby causes you not to be able to cover your own bills.
Yeah, I do. Okay, let me, I don't know if it was just the way I heard it, but I also feel like he has a tone.
Yeah, with the house.
Yeah.
But I think it's deeper. I think it's because he's seeing her not being able to function as a human being. And then she's like, just going to jump in. And he's like, are you going to be able to help function as a married couple? Or am I going to be drowning in irresponsibility the rest of my life because my fiance isn't even covering herself? Like, I think it's a deeper fear. I think it's coming out as the house, which I don't agree with, Ryan. I don't agree with you on that.
Yeah.
From a principled standpoint.
I agree.
But she's 37 and she can't pay her bills because of her hobby of horses.
I didn't know. I don't know. And I may have misinterpreted this, but I didn't know if he was saying, like, she can't even cover her bills, saying like her putting the equity that he wanted is one of the bills that he wants her to cover. Like, I was trying to understand if she really is like not paying her utilities.
Yes, she's not able to cover her own bills because she spends so much on them, the horses and their upkeep.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I think if she was successful, responsible, she's investing, she's doing this and that. She's got her own place. She's going to sell. I mean, sure. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I don't think he'd be worried about it.
No, I don't either.
I think that you're marrying, I'm sorry, a woman that's not like she's not responsible.
Yeah.
You're a little uptight, Ryan. So you probably need to
you both need help.
Have a glass of wine and chill for a second. But like, man, I think you
need marriage counseling.
Well, you do. And I think, and again, not from like the X's and O's and the math side, but from a reality of what you're getting, of genuinely, money is a stress point for couples.
Big time.
And if you guys do not see things, and again, you don't have to be the same person. She can still be more of a spender. You're more of a saver.
For sure.
But if you're not aligned on a value system at which you approach money, you're going to have an uphill battle to climb.
Yeah, 100%.
It makes it harder. And
100%, yes.
You're marrying, again, I'm so sorry, but a 37-year-old.
Yeah.
You can't live like that your whole life. And so
no, you can't.
That's what I would worry about. And that it's a prioritization of importance in life.
Yes. And
that
their values are not aligned.
Would worry me. Yeah. So no, Ryan, when you get married, you don't need your new spouse to bring in the equity that you put. No, you're all the same when you get married. You are together. You are one. You're choosing a life with a partner. So get that off. But again, I think he's highlighting that and worried about that because of this other stuff.
I agree. That's like his guarantee that he's not going to get burned.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, good luck to you.
Good luck, Ryan.
Again, you got to have these conversations when you're before you're engaged. Like, you got to know who they are financially.
Yes.
So
and
that
if you don't get this straightened out, I don't know if I could do it.
I could at 30, I don't know if this is her first or second marriage, but at that age, I was just telling Rachel in the break, I couldn't be out in these single waters at 40 because the stuff that I could not tolerate is very high.
It gets higher and higher.
It gets higher and higher.
Oh, the standards go up.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I want to deal with that.
Man, I couldn't
Life's
do it.
too short at 40 at that point.
I know, that's right.
We got a solid 30 years. We could travel the world. I don't know.
Yes. It's like, I can't say it on the air, but if you've seen Lethal Weapon, Danny Glover's famous line, I'm getting too old for this.
Yeah.
That's
anyway, what it feels like.
Keaton is in Chicago, Illinois on line 2. What's up, Keaton?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
We're doing good. How can we help?
Awesome. So I am currently 24 years old. I don't have any debt. I don't own a car. And recently just found out for my job that for my new location, I'm going to have to buy a car. And I'm looking for direction on, should I lease a car based on my salary? Should I buy one? And just exactly how much should I spend? And I have to make a decision in like the next 4 weeks. So decided to give you guys a call.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you got some time. That's good. How much are you making per year at your job?
I'm making $81,000
Okay.
with probably like another $5,000 for bonuses.
Okay, great.
Good job.
Do you have any money saved right now?
Yeah, so I have like $5,000 in my checking and then like another $24,000 in investments that I can sell off at any moment.
Okay. Are they single stocks?
It's all just the S&P I put all my money into for investing.
Great. So I would say, the rule of thumb here is, of course, you don't want the car to be anything with an engine to be any more than half of your take-home pay. And honestly, I mean, you're young, you're starting out. I probably wouldn't even go that high. I would try to keep this frugal. You said you have no debt, right?
No, I don't owe any money.
No debt. And this $24,000, is that that's your only savings anywhere? The 24 and the 5, that $30,000, right? That's it?
Yeah, then I have like another probably like 30 in retirement, but I don't really want to touch it.
Right, we don't need to touch that. Okay, great. So what do you have your eye on? What are you looking at? I mean, if you tomorrow were to choose something, what would you spend?
I'm like thinking, I think I want to spend like 15 to 20K because in my mind, I'm like, if I buy a cheap car that like is just going to have problems and stuff for like 7-8K, then I'm worried that in like another 2 years, I'm going to have to buy a new one. I'm going to spend a ton.
I agree with you. You're not in a position where you need to have a beater. You're not in debt. You've got a nice savings here. I'm with you. I think if you spend 15 or 20 on a car, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
and you pay
I literally
cash
wrote 15 down, Keaton. I think that's great. What's the commute going to be? Are you driving a lot?
It'd probably be like, I'm in Chicago, so the traffic's insane, but probably like, I think it's 13 miles there, 13 miles home.
Okay, but just traffic. Okay, I was going to say, because if you're putting a ton of miles on it, that's something also to consider of not just like wearing down a car. But that's not going to be the case for you.
Yeah,
but
you're not getting brand new. You'll get used.
Yeah, and leasing, it is the most expensive way to finance a vehicle. Like from a mathematical standpoint, you'd be better off getting a car payment than leasing because of the baked in interest and all of that and all the fees around it. But we don't want you to get a car payment. We want you to stay debt free and cash flow the car. So
Me too.
yeah, so I would put those options, off the table. And and I would just, I'd buy a 15, 20. I think that's exactly right. 15, 20,000. I think that's great. You'll probably have to pay some taxes on when you're pulling money out. So be thinking about that. And then my next step, Keaton, I think from a financial goal perspective is I would probably just have some cash available, like 3 months of expenses, and just putting that in a high yield savings account. Don't invest it. Just have it over there, liquid in case you need it, as just kind of a standard emergency fund. So that would be my goal. I think in the next few months is to get a car. Make sure you got the taxes covered in April if you got to be paying that.
That's right.
And then have a quick savings goal of about 3 months of expenses just to set aside. So if you run into an issue like this, like anything in life that you just need some cash, that way you're not pulling out your investments, because what you're invested in is probably great, and the rate of return the past few years has been fantastic.
Wonderful.
So I hate to pull it out of a great index fund, but you need the car, and at least you have the cash. So we'll see it as a blessing.
In 2026, don't just set your goals. You need to actually learn how to reach them. And the 2026 Goal Planner is here, and it's packed with content from myself, Rachel Cruz, John Deloney, and all of it's there to help you stay on track in all the areas of your life that matter. I'm talking about your money, your faith, your relationships. All of it's going to help you follow through on your goal. So you need to know, guys, we sell out on the Goal Planner every single year. They sell like hotcakes. So do not wait to purchase one. You need to get yours today for $49.97 at the RamseySolutions.com/store. RamseySolutions.com/store. Or if you're watching on YouTube or podcast, you can just click that link in the description to get one today. All right, we've got Ann in San Jose, California. Hi, Ann. How you doing?
Hi. Great.
How can we help today?
I've been listening to Dave Ramsey. I look forward to hearing him every day, and I just would like to have your opinion on how should my younger sister take title to a house that I sent her the money because she didn't have any money, and so I sent her $245,000 to purchase the house in South Carolina. And I just want to make sure that if something happens to her, I would get the house so I can get my money back.
Oh, okay. So I just want to make sure I got the story straight. You gave the money for the house. She purchased it, and the house is for her to live in?
Yes.
And then at what point were you hoping to get the title back? Is it just if she were to pass away, or was there another circumstance that you would want to get that house back?
Well, she's looking for a job. She said if she's looking for a job, she'll start paying me back. That I don't really need the money, and I trust her. So if she pays me, fine. The only thing I worry about is if something happens to her, if she was to, die suddenly, or if she's 60 years old, and I would then like to have the money or the house back without her husband getting it or her son.
Oh. So you would want her to will it to you over her immediate. Does she know that?
Yes. She said she's willing to do a will, but I was told if she does a will, it's going to be in probate and all that.
Not
and
if she does a will.
Well, it may go through for a little bit, but I mean, the will, if it's a state-specific will, it'll go through any legal. But I do want to, does the husband know this and the son?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And they're okay with it because they get to live there.
Right.
As long as she's alive, yeah.
And then if she were to pass, they'd have. What would you do? Would you kick him out and get the money?
I didn't think about that.
I mean,
probably not.
That would be a little heavy-handed. No. But I guess what I'm saying is, you said you don't need the cash. Is that right?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
What are you worth, Ann? What's your net worth?
$5-6 million without my two houses.
Okay. So yeah, you're doing well. Why do you want the money like
it's a lot of money.
It is, but also you're setting up a life for your sister, which includes, her family. And if she passes away and it says in the will that it's titled to you, then you got to think through, are you giving them, and it needs to be all communicated. That needs to be all in the will to be able to say, yes, within 12 months, Aunt Ann expects us to find a different place to live, and you take the house back. Which again, if it's everyone's wishes, that's on you guys. But
no, I was wondering if we could do like tenants in common.
Do what? Say it again.
Tenants in common.
Tenants in common,
where they're the tenant of the home, but you have the title.
Right, but I don't want to be responsible for insurance and taxes. I don't want those in my name.
Oh boy.
So that's
I
why.
think
if she passes, you don't want those in your name, or just today?
Just today.
Just today.
Oh, I guess I could have think this out a little more.
It's complex.
Well,
I think you have to make a couple of decisions, and whatever you decide, you're the captain of the ship, right? Because you paid the money, and it sounds like your sister would go with whatever you said. It sounds like it. It's the husband that you need to make sure also understands. I just think the main thing is whatever it is, it needs to be in writing.
Yeah.
If it ends up being the case that she wills it to you, you need to know about that.
Yeah. Why did you do it in the first place, Ann? Were they in need? Did they need a place?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because of her and her husband can't provide enough income to sustain a home themselves?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Because her husband was with the military. He's got PST. He's not working, and the money he gets is they can't live on.
Okay.
Is the house in San Jose too?
No, the house in South Carolina, which is not a community property state.
Okay.
Understood.
I'm trying to think. Currently, I'm thinking of the best solution because, Ann, I also don't want this whole idea of owing people money, especially within family. It just kind of changes the dynamic. So I'm just thinking out loud here, Ann. I wonder if you tell her, hey, you don't have to pay me back. I mean, you're worth a lot, and you gave this as a gift, but maybe you say instead, I need you to be in charge of the bills of the home, the property tax, all of that. That's what she's in charge of. Because she paid for the home outright. There's no mortgage on it, correct?
No mortgage.
Yeah.
She bought it cash.
Okay.
With the money I sent.
Yes, I hear you.
So, and legally, everybody thinks it's hers. Like, you're not on the hook for anything right now. Correct?
Right.
So,
correct.
Does it hurt you? Like, does it bother you if it becomes a gift?
No. It's just that I kind of, my poor husband and I worked all our lives. And now my husband, I just have helped my family. I gave my mother a house, my brother a house.
Oh, wow. Ann's handing out houses.
A car and
oh, my gosh.
People are like, we got born in the wrong family.
I know.
And Jade and I are great.
We're great people. And I would will it to you. I'm just kidding. So is it that you just feel like I've done too much? Maybe I need to pull back on this. Is that what it is?
You're having like a little regret, maybe?
Not really.
Okay.
The reason I do it is that she rescued old dogs, rescued greyhounds, and they cost a lot of money for vet bills and to feed them. So I'd always help with that. And anybody who rescues animals to me, we give
them a house.
Money to all these rescue places. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay.
And we got to work. Okay, what I want you to work on. So I need you and your husband to get on the same page. And if he wants this paid back because he feels like it's off, then that's y'all.
Sure.
Y'all go for it. In the will, it needs to be very clear. Ann gets the house back if she passes. Husband and son have to be out within 12 months and they have to find a place to live, and we're done with it, right? Everyone needs to be on the same page. But also, Ann, you sound like a very kind person, but you are on the edge, if not the textbook of an enabler, maybe. Right?
Need some boundaries.
I know.
I know. And I want you to work on that, Ann, because solving problems with just money doesn't always work. Even though it feels like it does, it still can leave people in a cycle of irresponsibility, and that's not good for them. And so I love your generous heart and your spirit, and I think it can be taken in such a better, healthier way as a recipient if the recipient is actually doing the work to take care of themselves as well, right? You pair that with generosity, and it's a really beautiful pairing if you're able to do it, which you are financially, which is so great. But you just need, next time you want to give a house away, just pump the brakes, and just you and your husband need to get on the same page and just think, okay, what's the situation that we want to give to? And again, I love the generous spirit. When you got $6 million net worth, like to be able to do stuff for people, I mean, it is amazing. But
you also want to give in a way that it's not a burden for both. You know,
the pattern of giving houses away.
Yeah, it's a blessing on the front end, but it's creating a burden on the back end and chaos. So thinking through those things is very, very important. And yeah, I'm with you. Borrowing a house is probably not the way to give. You probably want to either give it or
with some stipulations.
Yeah, you need the stipulations. All right, our scripture and quote of the day, Job 34:32 says, "Teach me what I cannot see, and if I've done wrong, I will not do so again." Simon Sinek said, "Appreciate when things go awry. It makes for a better story to share later." I know that's right.
That's funny.
That is good. That's like, well, I told Rachel my story that went awry. I was in New York City this weekend, and it's true. When things go awry, it does create a better story. That's right. Anyway, let's go to Lewis in New York City, New York. There we go. What's going on, Lewis?
Hi, thank you so much for taking my call.
You're welcome. What's going on?
My question is just a little backstory. I'm 23, and I've been hustling nonstop since June after graduating to pay off my debt.
Okay.
Now I'm struggling with whether hustling so much and not really being home as often, if I'm losing time, quality time with family, while health isn't good.
Oh, whose health is not good? Yours or somebody in your family?
My parents.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Is there something immediate happening, or is it just kind of like they're just getting older and their health's declining?
Exactly. Just age, getting older, losing that time.
Okay. How old are they?
70.
Okay.
Okay. Are they, again, is there like an immediate health concern, or are they generally healthy? You just see them getting older?
Generally healthy, but we do have like a time on it. The doctor said like within 8 years. So.
Oh, so there's a diagnosis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, how much debt do you have left, Lewis?
So I started with $130,000 and I'm down to $90,000.
Good for you. Okay, and what do you expect if you were to stay on this pace? How long it would take you to pay off that 90?
So it's nice. I live with my parents right now. I'm a little old to still be there, but I'm able to throw about $7,000 a month at the loans.
Amazing.
So I'd be able to have it done by next Christmas.
Okay. Okay. So,
well, let me tell. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, can I just, from someone that's not emotionally entangled in the family, just from an outsider's perspective, June, we got July, August, September, October. We got about 4 months of hustling.
Mm-hmm.
You live with your parents.
Mm-hmm.
There's possibly in 8 years, a diagnosis of something, you know. So
that
you do have time. So if you stayed on the track that you're on for 1 year, I think you'll be okay. I mean, and I think you'll probably pay it off sooner than that. But just from like a time perspective, like let me say this, Liz, if you had called and your mom had a diagnosis and she had 4 months to live, I'd say pause everything.
Yes.
And do what you got to do with your family. Like that, you would never regret that. But it doesn't seem necessarily urgent. And I think if you got out of debt faster, it would free you up not only to get out on your own, but also to have the ability to actually save and build wealth and do some things in these next 7 years to maybe even be a blessing to them in some way.
Yeah. I'm also thinking about, okay, so you're living with them now. Let's pretend that you weren't living with them and you were just, as a you're 23, right?
Yeah.
As a 23-year-old, you're just in your apartment, right? What does quality time look like? Is it we do a family dinner every Sunday? Is it, I want to challenge that because living with them now, I'm like, you see them every day. You probably see them in the morning. You maybe probably see them when they come home or when you come home. So I'm wondering, what's the specific thing that you're like, man, I'm missing out on that? Because that maybe there's a remedy there sooner than later. So if it's like a family dinner thing, maybe instead of family dinner, we do a thing on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Is it something that you can shift around to where you still feel like I'm doing the special thing with them that I feel like I'm missing out on? Or is it just in general, I'm just used to seeing them more throughout the day? Because then I would just challenge that and say, hey, if you didn't have this debt, I'd be like telling you to move out anyway and start your life and go visit them when it makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does. And that's been like part of the question is I feel like I should be moved out already, but they're not rushing me to move out. And my mom's always saying, what's the rush for? You have no bills here. We pay for your food and whatnot. But it also, I listen to you guys a lot, and it could dwindle my growth as a man.
Sure.
And that type of stuff.
And I do wonder, are they questioning how hard you're working?
Yes.
Okay, they're putting some guilt on
I work like a dog. I leave
What does that mean?
like
How many hours a week?
Probably over 100.
Oh wow! So it is.
I make about 110 to 120,000.
Okay. What are you doing? Is it a bunch of side hustles put together, or one main job?
I have a main job that makes $70K base.
Okay.
And then I do a bunch of side hustles.
Okay.
So I do freelance work. I'm a dog sitter. I do Uber.
Yeah.
I teach at my alma mater.
Golly, Lewis, well done.
Way to go. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wonder, is some of this feeling like I need to pull back because of my parents' health and spending quality time with them, that's coming from them more so than you.
Yeah.
So there is an interesting season of life that I think happens naturally if you, and again, not that this is right or wrong, Luce, I'm not saying this at all, but if you like get it, you're out of college and you get married, there's a natural break that happens. You start, or there should be, right? There's, or you get a job in a different city and your first job is in Dallas. And you're like, I got to move. Like,
independence.
There's some natural breaks that happen. And when those don't naturally happen, which again is not a bad thing. It's not that you staying, near your parents or still working and like none of that is wrong, but there's a harder dynamic to happen for a natural break to happen because it kind of naturally sets back into the norm of what you were like at 15-year-old Lewis versus 23-year-old Lewis. And there's a difference there. And
15-year-old Lewis is at dinner every night. You're
around.
There's an expectation.
Yeah, and I think too for some parents, and I don't want to put this on yours, but there's a codependence there of that you're around and you're there and they need you and all of this. And
no, there is. I'm still vacuuming the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, man, Luce, that's a hard. Do you have good friends in your life or any like older men that are not family in your life?
Not outside of work.
Okay. I just wonder if there's like someone that knows you well to help kind of guide this. Because I feel like this next season for you is really important to gain that independence. And there's going to probably be some harder, uncomfortable, sad conversations with your parents. And listen, I have a son. And I joke all the time that Charles can live with me forever because I just, it's so great.
Of course.
But when rubber meets the road, I'm like, no, I want him to go out
and become his own person.
Yes. So I'm like, there is a natural bent towards a mom and her son, absolutely. But the fact that they're putting a lot of weight on you, Lewis, in this, and that makes me sad because you're going to have to untangle that yourself. And there's going to have to, be some harder conversations of some boundaries of what's good for you and not what's good for us as a family unit at this point in life, right? I just think that there's the
unit changes over time. It morphs and it changes, and it's all for good because you have to be able to go out in life and do what they've done, which is they started a family and they built on what they had. And you need to be able to go out and do that too. And I honestly would probably challenge you to do that soon. Like you don't need to have paid off this $90,000 in debt before you go live on your own.
Really?
I would say to rent, like you can't go buy something because you're in debt, but you can go rent an apartment and have a roommate and kind of get that taste of independence. And I think at the core of this is no longer a money question. I think it was more about you feeling good about going out and being Lewis. And, our parents age and they get older and the time shrinks and we figure out what that looks like in our life as adults with other things that we're balancing. And that's kind of like the facts of life.
Yeah,
it's just kind of the way it happens. And
you're not a bad son, Lewis, and
not at
nothing's
all
on fire. But I would start. I'm with Jade. I would start kind of pushing some changes for you, right? And this is all for you. And you're not doing anything wrong. So hear me say that. Everything that you laid out, I'm like, nothing here is wrong.
That's right. Well, that does it for this hour of the show. Thanks for hanging out with us. And remember, there's only ultimately one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.